Welcome to VNA News Daily Bulletin. I'm Bảo Trung from Hanoi, and coming up next, we have your top stories.
Top Vietnamese and Chinese legislators hold talks in Beijing. Labor movement poses challenges to Vietnamese workers. Vietnam's CPI hits 14-year low, standing at 0.63%.
As part of his visit to China on December 24th, Chairman of the National Assembly Nguyễn Sinh Hùng held talks with Giang Te-chiang, Chairman of the Standing Committee of the National People's Congress.
At the talks, Giang Te-chiang said China is willing to cooperate with Vietnam and put forth measures to address trade imbalance between two countries. He said the two countries should continue to encourage localities to develop border economic zones. Chairman Hùng said over the past years, relations between the Vietnamese National Assembly and the Chinese Standing Committee of the National People's Congress have seen fine development. He proposed that the two countries should improve the quality and effectiveness of the comprehensive strategic cooperative partnership and the two parliaments boost ties in lawmaking. After their talks, the two leaders signed a cooperation agreement between the National Assembly of Vietnam and the Chinese National People's Congress. On the same day, Chairman Hùng also met with Chairman of the Chinese People's Consultative Conference, Yu Jianxiang. He held that the signing and implementation of cooperation agreement between the Chinese People's Consultative Conference and the Vietnam Fatherland Front have contributed to enriching and developing the Vietnam-China relations. He said he hopes the two bodies will further their cooperation in the coming time. For his part, Yu Jianxiang welcomed the visit to China by Chairman Hùng. He expressed his belief that the visit will help boost cooperative ties and the traditional friendship between the two parties and countries.
The same day, National Assembly Chairman Nguyễn Sinh Hùng met with President of the Chinese People's Association for Friendship with Foreign Countries, Li Xiaolin. Chairman Hùng suggested the Chinese Association closely coordinate with the Vietnam Union of Friendship Organizations to foster the Vietnam-China Comprehensive Strategic Cooperative Partnership. He said he hopes closer affiliation between the two associations will help reinforce the friendship between the two parties, states, and their people in the future. Li affirmed that her association will continue to expand its activities to realize agreements reached during visits of the two sides' leaders. She added it will increase coordination with the Vietnamese Association to boost cultural connection activities and people-to-people forums in the coming time. President of the Vietnam Fatherland Front Central Committee Nguyễn Thiện Nhân extended his Christmas greetings to parishioners in the Central Highland province of Đắk Lắk while visiting the locality on December 24th. The front leader praised the Catholic community for strengthening solidarity and joining local ethnic groups in patriotic emulation campaigns, contributing to national socio-economic development, defense, and security. Nhân also appreciated the local Catholics for raising over 13 billion Vietnam dong, roughly $572,000 to build houses and assist poor people and those with disabilities. He asked the Catholic Solidarity Committee to coordinate with the local authorities to encourage Catholic dignitaries and followers to join hands in poverty reduction and environmental protection. On the occasion, the Front President visited dignitaries at the Buôn Ma Thuột Bishop's office. The largest and oldest churches of Vietnam are the pride and joy of the local people, as well as ideal tourism spots for Catholic travelers who are spending their Christmas here. With their unique and distinctive architectures, these cathedrals leave an unforgettable mark in the mind and soul of the holiday makers. Let's take a look at some of the finest churches in the country.
The Hanoi Cathedral was constructed in 1882 and completed in 1886. The architecture with domes of the cathedral follows the Gothic style and design of Paris Cathedral. Phat Diep Cathedral is located in Kim Sơn district of Ninh Bình province. It has Oriental architecture. The church was built during 24 consecutive years, from 1875 to 1898. Built between 1877 and 1883, Notre Dame Cathedral enlivens the heart of Ho Chi Minh City's government quarter. A brick neo-Romanesque church with 40-meter-high square towers tipped with iron spires, the Catholic Cathedral is named after the Virgin Mary.
The upcoming formation of the ASEAN Economic Community will allow free flows of skilled laborers among the bloc's member nations, which have signed mutual recognition arrangements. The free labor movement is forecast to generate millions of jobs in Vietnam, but it will also pose cultural and professional challenges to local laborers.
Scheduled for establishment on December 31st this year, the ASEAN Economic Community, one of the three pillars of the ASEAN community, is expected to create an additional 14 million jobs in the region by 2025. Vietnam is likely to gain a labor growth of 10.5%. Vietnam and other ASEAN member states have reached a mutual recognition arrangements framework to facilitate the cross-border movement of skilled workers in 8 priority sectors. Working as a construction engineer for nearly 10 years, Nguyễn Anh Tuấn now wants to seek a new job in a regional country with the hope of becoming more professional at work.
If my qualifications are recognized by ASEAN countries, I would choose to work in Singapore or Malaysia to learn about construction technologies there, and I hope to apply after returning to Vietnam.
But Tuấn has no idea of how his qualifications will be recognized by the ASEAN member countries, and no one can ensure that Tuấn will find a job in his promised lands. If failed, his existing position could totter due to his company's upcoming recruitment policy.
We are willing to employ foreign professionals and import advanced construction technologies from other ASEAN nations to carry out works that are impossible for Vietnamese workers, thus helping to improve the efficiency of our work.
Not just construction engineers, those specializing in other fields also foresee challenges they could face when joining the ASEAN labor market.
We must know more about the ASEAN country where we want to work. Specifically, if you want to apply for a job position in Singapore and Malaysia, you must comprehend what local employers need and their development trend.
The ASEAN member countries' own cultures and languages also emerge as another challenge. Culture cross is a problem for me. In my opinion, the first thing you need to know is the culture of your target labor market in the ASEAN region, because it can make your work smooth. So as to have skilled laborers keep pace with the regional market, Vietnam has stepped up the comprehensive and basic reforms of its education and training and developed a vocational training strategy until 2020, stressing labor market's admission into markets as an indicator of the efficiency of education and training. Exchanges between students and enterprises aim to reduce differences between the education and training work and employers' labor demand. In a bid to perfect the national qualification framework, Vietnam has proactively referred to the ASEAN Qualifications Reference Framework while participating in a joint working group for building the regional framework. December 31st, 2015 is only the start of the ASEAN community, one of the world's most dynamic regions.
We have adopted many vocational training programs of regional countries, including Malaysia and Australia, looking to enable our skilled laborers to reach regional standards. Moreover, we have been hastening negotiations with several ASEAN countries on the recognition of qualifications for professionals.
December 31st, 2015 is only the start of the ASEAN community, one of the world's most dynamic regions. The local authorities have prepared basic soft infrastructure in anticipation of the regional labor movement. To overcome imminent challenges, Vietnamese skilled laborers themselves need to spare no efforts to improve their capability while strictly complying with labor rules.
Vietnam posted a 0.63% increase in the Consumer Price Index in 2015, the slowest since 2001, and much lower than the 5% target set by the National Assembly, the General Statistics Office reported to the media on December 24th. The monthly CPI rise averaged 0.05% this year. The December CPI hiked 0.02% month-on-month and 0.6% year-on-year. Slight increases were seen in 7 goods categories this month, such as restaurant and catering services, beverages and cigarette, and apparel, hats and footwear. Meanwhile, prices in the rest 4 categories declined, including post and telecommunications, transport, culture, entertainment and tourism, and household appliances. The modest CPI expansion in 2015 is attributable to the abundant domestic supply, leading to reduction in domestic petrol prices. A combined decrease of 24.77% in petrol prices this year pushed the overall CPI down 0.9%. The local costs of household gas were also aligned to global prices, down 18.6% from a year earlier. Thanks to the central bank's effective measures, the average US dollars to Vietnam Dong exchange rate climbed by only 3.16%, while gold prices dipped by 4.73% from 2014. The 2016 CPI is forecast to continue to increase against that of this year, citing expected rises in tuition fees, healthcare service costs, electricity prices, and minimum wage. A Russian tourist has become the 4 millionth visitor to the central province of Khánh Hòa on December 24th. More details coming up next. The lucky man, Vlashenko Stanislav, who arrived on Vietnam Airlines flight number 1362 from Ho Chi Minh City, was presented special gifts, including free-of-charge services during his stay in Nha Trang City, such as mud bathing, diving tour, and top-notch accommodation. Khánh Hòa Province expects to receive 4.15 million holidaymakers in 2015, comprising 974,000 foreigners. The province set target to greet 4.5 million vacationers next year. Khánh Hòa has become an ideal destination for domestic and foreign travelers thanks to its intriguing sea and island tourism, gentle climate, stable price, and quality services. And we have come to the end of our news bulletin. For more information, please log on to our website at www.vietnamplus.vn. From all of us here at VNA News, thank you for watching and have a happy holiday.